Wow. Now that I look at it from the viewfinder, it does look kind of creepy. Hello, everybody. Rennie Pie here, and welcome to First Impressions. Yeah, I was just getting myself set up right now, so as we speak, and I figured I might as well just say how creepy it is. Uh, so yeah, today we're going to be talking about Toukiden, and this is the third time I've tried to record this video. For those keen-eyed and keen-eared people, I'm not using my normal face cam and my condenser mic. The reason is my mic is at the shop. It's being fixed right now. So, unfortunately, I'm going back to the original video format until it gets fixed. And it's, as you can see, the time on my PS Vita. This one's an hour early. And yeah, 11:48 p.m. Usually by now I would have been asleep. Now, why am I showing you two PSN, well, two PlayStation Vitas and the PSN store? Well, the reason is, while I was recording the last time, I've noticed that the two new DLCs has been released on the Chinese version for Toukiden Kiwami. So there's two new DLCs. Around 20 minutes ago, it popped up. These three has been here for a while, and here's the Japanese PlayStation Network, where you have 3 Mitamas, Armor, 2 of the same DLCs as this, and Armor. And for those keen-eyed people, the middle one, guess, is right out of Freedom Wars. This is what your main character wears in the beginning. So apparently, there's a collaboration between Toukiden Kiwami and, what is this? Oh, okay. And in Freedom Wars, which is pretty cool. Now, great. Okay, so Toukiden Kiwami, what is this game about, and how does it fare from the original game? And is this worthwhile as an expansion to get for the older players? Now, sorry guys, itchy eyes, a bit tired. Okay, let's go back into the game. So, I've been playing it for around 3-4 days now. Toukiden was one of my go-to games whenever I'm bored on the PlayStation Vita, when I'm on the metro going from in transit. So, I have a lot of experience with this particular game, and a lot of the things they added in here are pretty good. Considering this is Koei Tecmo we're talking about here. These are the guys who brought us the limitless amount of Dynasty Warrior games that just doesn't seem to end, although they don't really add all that much in each renditions that justifies us buying one every single time. But that's just my opinion, guys. I know there are a lot of people who like Dynasty Warriors, and while I do like Dynasty Warriors, I also would like a lot more effort when it comes to some of their games. Their last one, the Samurai Warriors 4, was absolutely beautiful. It's really, really good. Unfortunately, there's never an emphasize of Samurai Warriors, and Dynasty Warriors seems to be their biggest milk cow. So let's go into Toukiden. As you can see, this is actually the new opening for Toukiden Kiwami. Now, how many hours? 113 hours. That is a lot of hours wasted on this game. Yeah, I know. No life. When I began this game around 3 days ago, I was at around 80 80 or so hours, you know, so I did a lot of research. And as of this video, I've actually moved on to the Japanese edition, which means I'm using the same game and putting it on in the Japanese PlayStation Vita and playing it from there. One of the reasons is because of the new there's more DLCs and we get them faster. And other than that, you know, there's no other reasons to do it. You know, the DLC codes that was available from the unboxing is unable. You can't put it into the Japanese PSN. It doesn't work. I've tried, so it's forever stuck in this edition. That's why I'm using this one to show you guys. Now, what's new? Well, have you noticed the color of my beautiful Tenko? Yes, it's pink. It has a hat, and unfortunately, if there is sound, I could show you guys. I can let you guys hear how cute it sounds. Unfortunately, you know what? Whatever. Let's do it. Can I feed it? Yeah, and that's how cute they sound. Yeah, and you know, it depends on the food that you give it. So there's more emphasis on the Tenko. You can give it food to turn its color. You can change their vocals if you don't like how they sound, or if you just don't want them to talk or make a sound at all. You can buy food for them to just to shut them up. So that's a pretty good thing. Now, the tree right here, they added a couple more things for the tree, meaning there's a lot more progression. Up till now, I've only seen one more progression because my tree was maxed out from the last game, and so it's definitely moving a lot slower, you know. So it grew a little bit from the last time I was here. Now the altar also got some new buffs, so definitely a good sign. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, there's more altars for different attacks and defensive abilities. So those two are added. One of the new emphasis is that they added over 100 new Mitamas in the game. So unfortunately, I can't get all of them. I'm not a martyr. I'm not that good. So I will show you the two new Mitama types. This one and this one. Now these two are added for Kiwami, and you know, you do get them fairly early on if you start out a new character. So don't worry about not getting them early on. They are fairly strong. In fact, one of them is new support Kiwami, which is slightly more offensive than what you would get with your healing Kiwami, and it's this one. This one has buffing capabilities. It's a party. It creates a party buff for the square, R square. It creates a party buff which grants which puts up a circle around your character. So if your party members is within that circle, it increases their defense and offensive capabilities. This triangle one I don't really like because it buffs up everyone in the party, but what it does weird is when they get hit, you get damaged as well. So the damage is spread across all characters. Now, what about the last one? The last one. Oh, the last one is your HP keeps dropping and your entire team is immune for a set period of time. It can be extended by changing up your Kiwami's abilities, which as of chapter 10 or so, actually chapter 9, you can actually max out, which is what I did with many of my Kiwamis here. And you know, whereas back in the old game we have to go here and completely reset our Kiwami to 0, you can change it if you max them out. You can change out the effects. How do I do it? Like this. Pressing square and go on and choose it from a list. So as you can see, this one increases the damage, and your chi power, comes back very slowly. Now I can do this. Go in. Wait, not that. No. And change it to this. And as you can see, it changes. Really, really good. I love it. There's no need to retrain everything again. Now let's just reset that back. So the tuning and this new Kiwami focuses on break off. So everything increases damage, and everything allows you to charge your break off abilities a lot faster. So new weapons. Yes, they added 3 new weapons. Sorry guys, gonna have to tap the camera a little bit, make it focus. They added the rifle. I'm not that good with it, unfortunately, so you won't see any gameplays of me today using it. I'm still going to use the scythe. That's my favorite weapon of choice. The rifle has a reloading mechanism. It's kind of like what you would get with Monster Hunter. You hold in triangle to start reloading, and each of these rifles have 3 different types of ammo. The first one right here you see is a normal shot ammo. It's the same across most of the weapons. It's not a all weapon ammo, but most of the weapon has them, and they all have various abilities. These weapons the ammo is different basically, and that's all I pretty much know about it. I've used it quite a lot, but other than that, it's not really that strong. The time it takes to clear a boss with that is not as fast as what you would get with a scythe or the dual dagger. So definitely not something I would use unless I'm planning on upgrading it later on. And unfortunately, I've invested way too much time on the scythe. Now this thing here, the new weapons, is another new weapon. Looks like a spear, but it's not. I think this is Ningata or something, but it has aerial capabilities, it has blocking capabilities, and fairly powerful. Its damage is really not as good as the other weapons, but it has a long reach. And whereas the spear uses poking, this one has a little wavy attack style. And it actually works out very well for aerial combat as well. So I do like using it from time to time, but not something I really would go for. Now this weapon, I wouldn't even give a second glance when I first saw it until I use it for one stage. This thing is a break-off beast, especially with the new Mitama that I showed you. And this thing feels a lot like what you would get with a heavy sword in Monster Hunter. It is slow, it is bulky, but it does a lot of damage. And that's all you need to really know about it. I'm like I said, not really showing you the combat for it. Actually, I might just switch to a rifle just to show you guys what it can do, but yeah, that means I have to go into a easier level. Now, what else is added into the game? Well, they added an infinite mode right here. Infinite mode. What does it mean? You go into this stage and it goes indefinitely. You can keep fighting bosses after bosses after bosses until it ends. This is the easiest way to rack up a lot of Mitamis very, very fast, and I've gotten so many off of this particular mission. And there is another one right here, but from my experience, usually by the 3rd and 4th mission, they start throwing 2 bosses at you, and it hurts. So before we do that, let's do a little ritual. Okay, come on, come on. What? Attack? 5 elemental attack. Not bad. I'll just show you guys the rifle, you know, since it's a new weapon. I do have one in stock that I like. Oh, this switch. Yeah, I can't use break off. So I'm gonna be the team buffer in this case. Looks pretty nice, right? The weapon. Let's see. I'm gonna go into chapter 3. Let's do this one. Okay. They also added four new characters as partners. They're fairly good. You know, they're fairly decent. This one, you can send a teammate who you're not using to another map so that they can get resources. So this new update definitely works with getting a lot of resources. Unfortunately, my inventory is really full. Every time I finish a fight, I have to sell some things. But, you know, it happens. So, as you can see, ammo count with the new weapon. This bar right here is a new addition. It works something like your original charge abilities, except on a grander scale. It involves doing a lot of damage with your teammate. And once this thing charges, you have the ability to use the same ability using the same button schematics as your charge attack. And whereas the charge attack only breaks off one piece of your enemy's body parts, the party charge attack can break off all of them if you land it correctly. And that's something that is really, really good if you know how to use it very well. Now, this is a level 3 boss, and as of this game, I'm actually level 12 plus. So I think I'm not going to even be able to charge it out before we kill him. So yeah, let's just watch some of the combat. I'm gonna take a break and think what I'm going to say after we finish this thing. As you can see, this is the buff at work right here. This thing right here. I'm buffing my entire team. That's why I'm going closer. And that's the skill shot. Ah, missed. Keep missing. Guessing it's because I'm looking through the camera. There we go. Got one. Yeah, as you can see, every time I hit the boss, while my allies are hitting it, actually charges up a little bit. I've shown you. Oh, good job. You locked them down for me. There we go. Yeah, of course, you know, at higher level, these bosses will one-shot me. So, you know, right now I'm playing really reckless, considering usually I wouldn't even stay in one place for too long. You see, barely any damage on me. I hope I charged this, you know, party ability in this video. In the last 2 tries, I couldn't even get it done before I finished this boss out. Most likely not. He's halfway, so I might actually do it. Please let me do it. You can do it! Wow, that is a really, really old movie. Okay. Kind of sleepy right now. Yeah, that's a trick shot. Toss grenade, which you have abundant. Are they even hitting him? Ow. Sorry about not speaking, guys. You know, I'm really, like I said, I'm really tired. So, well, I already said a lot of the stuff I needed to say. You know, the controls are still as responsive as ever. So, there's really not much to complain about the combat. You know, it's been, the first game was good enough with the combat. Everything's fluid, and in this game they didn't do anything to it. The partner AI is still as good as ever, though. I mean, look at this. They not only, this is the normal setting. Oh, there we go. We have a max charge. So this new skill, you have to be close to it. So you have to see this lightning, and then you do this. Wow. Yeah, that breaks off all the pieces of the enemy. Of course, we already broken everything. Now back to the AI. They added a lot more emphasis on the AI's usage. Like, for those who watched my last video, you know how much I love the AI. They made it even better by giving you the choice. Now, the one I have most of them on right now is the standard, which means they will come res you and do various buff, you know, when necessary. Now you can ask them to go full on offensive, meaning they will not stop attacking to save you. So definitely be careful when you're using that. You have one that focuses on using healing skills, like this one, the blue one, and you have one that tells them to, you know, come near you. Perfect when you have this thing charged up max. So definitely a really good job on the AIs. Again, you know, good job Tecmo and Koei Tecmo. Yeah. So, you know, that's combat. Really nothing else to say. Top notch, as always. I kind of want to ask for a bigger inventory, because right now I'm completely out of inventory space to acquire any items at all. So that's a bummer. A lot of times I have to sell off stuff which I don't know whether or not I really need it or not, but what else can I do? So yeah. Oh, emergency mission. Yeah, so this one got carried over from the last game. There are emergency missions which involves rare bosses, which happens when the counter girl gets this thing on top of her head. Other than that, is there anything else that I forgot to talk about? I know I restarted this video because I forgot to talk about the infinite arena mode, which is definitely a good addition to the game, because there's so many Mitamas to get now. You know, you will never have enough Mitamas. They also added some new weapons, as I guess, you know, it involves merging Mitamas with your weapon. Unfortunately, I don't have any yet because I haven't been upgrading my weapons at all. So I guess that's all. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. I guess. Oh, that's good. I forgot one last thing. as of this, when I first started recording this, I keep wondering whether or not I've gotten far enough in terms of the storyline. And then I remember today that I do first impressions. I do mostly first impressions. But as of this video, I've actually gotten from. Sorry guys, do a quick focus. When I left the game, I was at around 7. Chapter 7. I know, I didn't do a lot of the missions because I was trying to get to the story as soon as possible. So when I left the game, I was at around Chapter 7. Now, I came back and finished Chapter 8, and that's when the new story started. And 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. 12 chapters right now. I'm not sure if there's any more after, but they added quite a lot of the new story, and I absolutely think this is really good job on their part. Now, I do think that in one part, I feel they kind of padded it out a little bit by forcing you to fight particular stages, like 2 to 3 stages, alone. And that is okay, but at the same time, I feel like they padded out that particular chapter because, while in that scenario, I'm not going to spoil it, you were lost with one of your allies, and that ally is one of the newer characters, and yeah, the combat gets a bit hard because the bosses want to hit you at the same time. You are totally defenseless and alone with your pal, who's definitely not a healer type. So don't expect them to heal you or support you very well. So you're gonna have to fight on your own. And so a lot of the time was spent in that particular chapter, and that gets you stuck in an area which is not your town. Which means you don't get to upgrade your weapons. Actually, you do, but you can't really craft new weapons. You can only upgrade your weapons. So you have to be ready by when that comes, and it comes around chapter 9. So what else? Yeah, my laptops I kind of left it in my working studio. So yeah, that too. Nothing's going right with me today. But I guess that's all. I thank you all for watching. This is Toukiden Kiwami. And what do I feel about it? For those early adopters, the guys like me who bought the original game, this is definitely a really good advancement for the game. For those who are considering buying Toukiden right now, especially in the United States or anywhere that had it localized, maybe wait a little bit more before you get it, because I heard this game is about to get localized as well. So maybe wait a couple more months. Hopefully you'll get it. I'm not sure when that's gonna happen, but definitely a good game to get. Is it a masterpiece? Not really. But it does make me want to keep coming back to it. And when the game does that, especially for someone who has a lot of games, who basically jump from game to game because I have to do YouTube videos and have me constantly go back to it from time to time to play 1 or 2 stages, you've done a good job. That's definitely a job well done right there. So I guess that's all. Really not much to say. Definitely a recommend for newer players or for older players who might consider coming back to Toukiden Kiwami. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all a little later. I might be going to the game shop very soon, in a couple more days. I this past week I've been kind of busy. I picked up 2 new students for I teach English. I pick up 2 new students, and yeah, I'm actually getting a little bit more income when it comes to games. Buying games. So hopefully things will sort itself out. So I'll see you all a little later. Have a nice night or a nice day wherever you are, and I bid thee farewell.